Good afternoon, Geekists. Today is the video that we're doing the top 5 heroes and other things that I would like to see on Netflix. Now, Daredevil and Jessica Jones were amazing, and I cannot wait to see what Netflix is going to do with a full-on Punisher series. Luke Cage is coming out, and Iron Fist finally got approved. They finally got an actor. Thank God for the Game of Thrones actor for stepping in. He also really looks like Danny. I think since he pulls off the physicality from Game of Thrones, they might be able to teach him some martial arts stuff, which would be great. Be awesome. Alright. Now, we're going to start off this list with this is a top 5. There's not a lot of street-level things they could do without putting the Avengers in, but these are a couple of ideas that would be great. Number 5 is She-Hulk. That is Bruce Banner's cousin. She has a law firm, and she is a lawyer. Now, I don't know how this would work. Maybe they could do this where it's Jennifer Walters before she's She-Hulk, because Bruce would have to do a blood transfusion with her. But it would be great to have her be a guest spot on Daredevil, and she is a rival defendant, like a rival defense attorney or something like that, and they just say Jennifer Walters, which would be perfect to just clue everybody in for Marvel, that, and then maybe they could bring that, they do that episode, and maybe they bring back Jennifer, and they say something happened, and Bruce came back, and she had a blood transfusion, and now she's She-Hulk. Now, they wouldn't have to do that much CGI with her, because She-Hulk doesn't have Berserker Rage and doesn't get that big. Yes, she gets tall, but she just gets green, and she gets more voluptuous. And she has black hair. Basically, it's Jennifer's alter ego. It's still her, she just is more confident because she is She-Hulk. So, now, my number 4 is a team that I read a couple of comics, 2 comics, mind you, but a lot of people like them, and that's the Runaways. The Runaways has a really interesting story that would make it great for Netflix. They wouldn't be strictly from New York, but it'd be great to have maybe have something going on with this craziness that's in the stories. If you guys want to hear more about the Runaways, let me know in the comments below, and I will look up more stuff, and we will do a video on that. Or I will find some videos online, and I will put them in the links below so that you can go to them, because I am subscribed to a couple of comic channels that basically clue me into what something's going on. Because living in Marshall, Missouri, I am really, really far away from a comic book store, and I know I could get them digitally, but right now I don't have the means to get them digitally. So, I'm kind of at an SOL right now, but now, since I do have my car, I'm going to try to find a really close comic book store and try to buy comic books on a regular basis to keep up with the comic book thing, because even though Marvel and DC have kind of had a downhill spiral, they do have good comic books that come out. So, anyways, let's get back to this. My top 3 are where I really, really, really am hoping for this stuff to happen. And number 3 is Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger are a great show that could happen. 2 teenagers that were drug addicts who got a drug and it gave them superpowers. From the power broker. That's his name. It'd be great to hear about the power broker who gives powers out to people. He gave Cloak and Dagger their powers. One controls dark dimension, and one controls light. But her light is her life force. So Cloak always hungers for darkness, so they're best friends, but she always has to shoot daggers into him because he hungers for light. So I think that would be a great show. The comic books have always portrayed Cloak and Dagger as great allies and great things, so it'd be great to see them. It portrayed greatness, and it would help to put more of this diversity on Netflix, and a Cloak and Dagger series would be great. It wouldn't require that many CGI. Cloak's powers would probably be the most, and so, yeah. But let's get to number 2. Number 2 is a tie. Now, the tie is between Taskmaster and Sun Jin. Sun Jin is a martial arts expert who he's like the version of Bruce Lee in Marvel. He is a complete, he is a master of all forms of combat. He is more diverse than even Iron Fist or anybody. He is dedicated strictly to martial arts. He resides in New York, and he trains superheroes, and he trains people that he feels like they deserve a chance, and he trains them good. In the comic books just recently, Spider-Man lost his spider sense, and so he was a little bit of at a disadvantage of his fighting skills because Peter didn't really have any formal fighting training. He relied on his spider sense to help him out. So Shun Jin actually trained him in martial arts, which Peter nicknamed Spider Fu, which was hilarious. But basically, he took Spider-Man, who already has great prowess in combat just from winging it, and he gave him combat. So, Shun Jin is an awesome character. Now, Taskmaster is the evil counterpart of that. Taskmaster is a villain who has a photo reflex memory, meaning any person that he stares at for a number of minutes, he can mimic their exact moves. He can fight like Spider-Man, he can throw a shield like Captain America, he can pretty much do it all. He has the reflexes and he can see everything. He trains villains and super villains henchmen how to fight, which is hilarious that is his job. He also has one of the coolest outfits in the world, having a skull mask with a big ass T on his chest. I think he'd be great. Now, number 1 is a great thing that could happen. Since all this stuff's been going on, I hope that Moon Knight gets number 1. I hope that they can put him on. I hope they mention him in the Defenders. Moon Knight is DC's basically DC has Batman, Marvel's got Moon Knight, but Moon Knight's got a little bit more going for him than this. He does have more mystical stuff with him, but unlike Batman, Moon Knight is, yes, rich and all this other stuff, and he has a moonmobile and he shoots like Batarang kind of things. He has a split personality. He has like 4 personalities inside of him. He has a mental disorder, yet he's a superhero. So he's a great person to put on the show and show that even somebody with a mental disorder that is split personalities or something like that you can be a superhero and you can be good at what you do. He's one of the top martial artists in Marvel still. He is a vigilante with a passion. He knows Daredevil and all of them in the comic books. And Moon Knight is good at what he does. He has a really cool outfit, and he has a really good, interesting backstory that they could possibly dabble in. But I know that a lot of people say Black Panther is Marvel's version of Batman. To a point, yes. But I believe Black Panther has one up on Bruce. And that's because T'Challa is a king. Batman's not a king. He's a great businessman, and he's a slayer of women, a.k.a. Wonder Woman. He is a slayer of women, and he has a slew of them. But no one's going to be T'Challa. T'Challa is a king of his own country. He's on par with Doom. Doom is the ruler of Latveria. T'Challa is the all-powerful leader of Wakanda. He's a king. He has more money. He's technically almost smarter than Batman. They did a test on one of these websites, and he's apparently almost smarter than Batman. But it really doesn't matter. Batman's smart in his own way, and he has his own things, but I consider Moon Knight Marvel's equivalent to Batman. And I will do another video on Moon Knight, and I will show you pictures and all this other stuff about Moon Knight, because I am a big... When it comes to Marvel, I do have favorites, but some of my favorites are, like, obscure characters that don't get a lot of recognition like all the other ones. Like, I'll do a top list of my favorite X-Men, and you're probably going to be very, disconcerting that a couple of the top X-Men are not on the list, and some of the other ones will be. My top Marvel heroes are also the same. I do have one top hero, but there's a couple of others. So, I'm going to try to keep this video at least under 10 minutes. So, number 5 was She-Hulk. Number 4 was The Runaways. Number 3 was Cloak and Dagger. Number 2 is a tie between Taskmaster and Shun Jin, and number 1 is Moon Knight. So if you guys want to hear of any more of these, please leave comments below, and also like and subscribe. I really would like to have more people in the Geekus fold, so please just give me your comments, whether good or bad. I will take them all in as constructive criticism. Please just help me out. I did have another channel, so if you were subscribed to that other channel, please come over here. Jump the pond, because that other one got corrupted, and also a couple of other things. I needed to start another one, so that one's dead. But anyways, guys, please stay frosty out there and enjoy your days.